Thank you. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today I'm going to present my research entitled Motivation and Factors Affecting the Indigenous People Willingness to Participate in Future REDD+ Project Activities, the case of TAGAL HUTAN in Sabah, Malaysia. So my name is Isna Zakiah Fajrin, and I'm writing this research by me and my professor, Professor Chang from Seoul National University. And this is the content, starting off with background and ending with conclusion. And to give you a brief background on Malaysia forest issue, so Malaysia was among 14 countries with annual deforestation rates in excess of 250,000 hectares per year. And agriculture and forestry has contributed to 55% of our GDP, which is more than the industry and services. And by the late of 1980s, as you can see here, half of the Peninsula Malaysia forest and fifth of the Borneo have been cleared. And the driver of the land cover change is because of timber industry, shipping cultivation, and also agri-conversion. And due to this, Malaysia have made an effort where in 2009, we have made a pledge to reduce 40% of our greenhouse gases emission intensity of GDP compared to 2005 values by the year 2020. And we also have started to sign to UNFCCC in 1993 and started off our alternatives to REDD+ strategy. And as you can see here, this is the REDD+ roadmap for Sabah states. So we have three REDD+ readiness project of Ghana Village, Kinabalu Corridor, and also Kinabalu Ecology Zone. And in this research, I specifically focus on the Kinabalu Ecology Zone by the Sabah Park funded by the European Union. So it is actually a restoration project where it aims to create a corridor between two separated national parks. And if you recall earlier, I ever mentioned about TAGAL HUTAN. So what is actually TAGAL HUTAN? So TAGAL in Muslim language means prohibition, while HUTAN means forestry. So it's actually mean prohibition in the forest. It is actually a local governance initiative which govern through traditional law with strict rules and regulation and the existence of punishment. And it has been revitalized in early 2000. And as everyone knows, REDD+, reducing emission from deforestation and forest degradation, and the role of conservation, sustainable management of forests, and enhancement of forest carbon stocks in developing countries. So it's an international or global regime. And both of these regime, although TAGAL HUTAN is local governance initiative and REDD+ is the global regime initiative, both aim for forest conservation. And this is my conceptual framework. So I was wondering if the Kazakhstan people in Sabah are practicing TAGAL HUTAN because of traditionalism. So I was wondering, because REDD+ is a foreign regime, so I was wondering what is their motivation on participating in REDD+ project. And due to this, I'm using theory of plant behavior by Ajisen 1991. So what is actually theory of plant behavior? Theory of plant behavior consists of three main constructs of attitude, subjective norm, and perceived behavior control. And my research focused also on traditional knowledge. So I included customary norm, which are rules and provision according to citizens and group in the community. And this is through the TAGAL HUTAN. And so in this theory, as a general rules, the more favorable all of the construct of attitude, social norm, customary norm, and perceived behavior control, the stronger should be the person's behavioral intention to perform the behavior in action, which is in this study is willingness to participate in the future REDD+ project activities. And this is the research question. So, does attitude, social norm, and perceived behavior control have an effect on Muslim people participation in REDD+ project? And does TAGAL HUTAN, through the introduction of customary norm, have an effect on the Muslim people participation in REDD+ project? So apart from the theory of plant behavior, I'm also want to know, does socio-demographic factors have an effect on Muslim people participation in REDD+ project? And the significance of the study is that the official implementation of REDD+ project in Malaysia is coming into reality very soon. And so I want to know how to increase the indigenous people participation, and it is very urgent to enhance the future REDD+ project planning and also to know their acceptance. And Kawasan Dusun ethnic is also the largest ethnic group in Sabah, and most of the forests are located in the indigenous community territory. So it is very important to carry out study focusing on this ethnic group. And the general objective is to assess the intention of Kawasan Dusun people in participating in future REDD+ project activities, and specifically, the research aims to determine the influence of all of the theory of plant behavior, construct of attitude, social norm, customary norm, perceived behavior control on the Kawasan Dusun people willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities. And also, apart from the theory of plant behavior, this research also aims to determine the influence of external variables such as age, household size, education level, occupation, household money income, experience of being a leader, and then ownership on the Kawasan Dusun people willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities. And also cohesive with the objectives earlier, we want to prove that attitude, social norm, customary norm, and perceived behavior control significantly influence the Kawasan Dusun head household willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities. And the hypothesis 5 of the Kawasan Dusun head household social demographic characteristic significantly influence their willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities. And to answer all of the objectives earlier and to assess the hypothesis, we have prepared this research framework. So in the Ecolink Zone project, we have 4 main activities, which I will be using it as the dependent variable for each model. So model 1 is willingness to participate in workshop, dialogue, and discussion related to REDD+ activities in the future in the village. And model 2, willingness to participate in forest restoration activities in REDD+ project in the future. And model 3, willingness to change agricultural practice to a sustainable manner. And model 4, willingness to participate in forest-related community tourism. And using the independent variable of all of the theory of plant behavior construct and also the social demographic characteristic, we want to know the influence of the independent variable towards the intention. And to do this, we are using the ordinal logistic regression. And also, I have created a new dependent variable of willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities in model 5, which is the combination of all of the activities to know the overview of the overall of the willingness to participate. And we are realizing it by using multiple linear regression. And this is the study area. So as you can see here, both of the village is separated. Both of the parks, which is Sabah Park and Kinabalu Park, is separated by 10 indigenous community villages, and among that is Kiaunu Nomor 1 and Bundutuhan village. And I've done the household interview in Bundutuhan, which include 110 respondents, and Kiaunu Nomor 1, 90 respondents, in total of 200 respondents. And this is the data collection. I have used structured questionnaire and also key informants interview. And the questionnaire are divided into 4 main sections of demographic and socioeconomic information, TAGAL urban practice, REDD+ activities in village, and also question about theory of plant behavior. And its measurement scale is based on 5 points, which is range from 1 extremely agree to 5 extremely disagree. And this is the data analysis flowchart to assess the objectives and hypotheses. And to in order to do the regression, we need to satisfy some of the assumptions. So before that, I've done the factor analysis, reliability test, multiple linearity test, and followed by ordered logistic regression for model 1 until 4, and multiple linear regression for model 5. And this is the result for the social demographic characteristic. So majority of the head household is male, were male, from 40 to 49 range of age, and the highest education level is high school, graduated from high school, and the household monthly income for Bundutuhan village is more than 5,000 ringgit Malaysia, which is approximately $1,200 for average household of 5, and for the household monthly income for Kiaunu Nomor 1 is between 2,000 to 3,000 ringgit, approximately $500 to $700 for average household size of 7. And most of them know about TAGAL HUTAN through their friends and community and have been practicing since before 2005. And this is the result from the ordinal logistic regression to know the influence of the independent variable, which is the theory of planned behavior, towards the willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities by each activity. So for model 1, which is willingness to participate in workshop, dialogue, and discussion related to REDD+ activities in future in the village, as you can see here, attitude, perceived behavior control, and experience of being a leader is a significant predictors towards the willingness to participate in workshop and dialogue. Where for those who score higher for attitude and perceived behavior control, they have more willingness to participate in workshop and dialogue. However, for those who have no experience of being a leader in the village, they have less willingness to participate in workshop. And for model 2, which is willingness to participate in forest restoration activities in REDD+ project in the future, attitude, perceived behavior control, age, and also experience of being a leader is the significant predictors to this intention. And for those who score high in attitude and perceived behavior control, they have more willingness to participate in forest restoration. However, for those who are from older generation, and for those who have no experience of being a leader, they have less willingness to participate in forest restoration. And this is given because older generation because forest restoration requires a lot of energy and also awareness on it. And for model 3, which is willingness to change agricultural practice to sustainable manner, the future REDD+ project, attitude, customary norm, perceived behavior control, and household size is the significant predictors. And what is interesting here is that customary norm, although it's for those who score high in customary norm, they have less willingness to participate in changing the agricultural practice to sustainable manner. And this may be because they're still attached with the traditionalism, and because also agriculture is the main socio-economic activities for the peasants and people. So they might have doubt on changing their usual pattern of old agriculture practice. And for willingness to participate in forest-related community tourism for future REDD+ project activities of model 4, attitude and age is a significant predictors. And also, as you can see here, for those who are from older generation, they have less willingness to participate in community tourism, maybe because community tourism also require like new skills and also energy as well, and the ability to speak in English, which is lacking in the older generation indigenous people. And this is the result of multilinear regression analysis in model 5 of willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities. And as you can see here, this is like the overview of all of the activities that I mentioned earlier from model 1 to 4. So attitude, perceived behavior control, age and household size, and experience of being a leader is the significant predictors towards the willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities. And apart from the question about willingness to participate, I also portion out a question asking about their future desired benefit. So what I found here is that they prefer income and job opportunity as the most preferred benefit from the future REDD+ project activities, and least from the direct payment. And as a discussion, so as we have seen earlier, attitude, perceived behavior control, and also some of the social demographic characteristics has a positive influence on the willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities. Thus, hypothesis 1, 4, and 5 is accepted. However, social norm and customary norm has no significant influence. So hypothesis 2 and 3 is rejected. And to explain, attitude of awareness of the rising environmental issue, also determination to conserve the nature and trust in the REDD+ project is some of the quality that they search from the willingness to participate in future REDD+ project activities. And good information transfer, providing appropriate and essential knowledge on the project, suitable incentives based on local needs, and effective law is what they search from perceived behavior control. And for those and social demographic characteristic of household size, age, and prior experience of being a leader is the significant predictors. However, social norm and customary norm doesn't have a really influence towards their participation in willingness to participate in future Red Plus project. And this may be because of the weakness of the questionnaire itself, because the question is maybe the question prepared for customary norm might not be enough to explain the intention. And also the research only conducted in village with TAGAL HUTAN. So it means they're used to TAGAL HUTAN, and it means that TAGAL HUTAN has become their norm, that they don't feel that it is special enough to support their participation in future Red Plus project activities. And also TAGAL HUTAN is a passive system, which means that there are no introduction of new knowledge, and it is also involve the limitation of access and usage of forest, whereas Red Plus introduce new skills and knowledge where it can empower the community. And for conclusion, to increase the future indigenous people participation in Red Plus project, emphasizing on positive attitude, positive air control, focusing on younger people and those households with more household size are essential. And these are some of the pictures from the field survey, the TAGAL HUTAN area, some of the reference, and that's all from me. Thank you.